Шановні,
Давай я беру. We continue our working day. The Minister of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson on NATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. Today, Ukraine is commemorating the Day of Dignity and Freedom. This is the holiday that unites all people who are ready to fight for the better future for themselves, their families, the nation, and the country. At the front line, at work, the Ukrainians are working for the sake of victory over the occupants and are changing the world around them. Thanks to Ukrainian military who are defending the territorial integrity of the state and every time repel the Russian occupants, each one of us has freedom and dignity. Congratulations, servicemen, and I congratulate every person for who freedom and dignity are the main values. Today, the President of Ukraine signed an order on awarding the title of the Hero of Ukraine with awarding the order with the Golden Star to two perished ones. 18-year-old Ukrainian patriot Sergei Tabali, nicknamed Sever, and Andriy Snitko, nicknamed Homa. And the person from Sumy, Sergei Tabala, is the youngest defender of Donetsk airport, the participant of the hottest phase of defense during the Revolution of Dignity. He perished on the 6th of November in 2014 during defending the legendary tower of the airport named after Prokofiev. Andriy Snitko from Volyn served in National Guard unit Azov. He participated in the battle for Mariupol. Andriy was killed on the 20th of August 2014 during the first stage of battle for Ilovaisk. He covered with his body the enemy's grenade to save the lives of his comrades in arms. These two 18-year-old young guys will take their indignant place in the pantheon of national heroes of our times, next to the Heavenly Hundred. Also, the head of the state awarded with orders and medals 9 persons who participated in ATO. Yesterday, the number of enemy's shellings in the front line was reduced. First of all, that concerns Mariupol direction. The difference is 5 times, but that does not give us any grounds for big optimism. As before, the enemy is using heavy weaponry. Lugansk direction. Yesterday morning, after 10 o'clock in the morning, the occupants attacked our positions in Trukhisbinka. The battle lasted for 20 minutes and finished successfully for Ukrainian troops. The enemy withdrew, leaving their weapons. The biggest number of enemy shellings in Krymska. During one of them, the enemy was using the mortar. Also, the occupants violated the ceasefire in Makarova, which is close to Stanitsa, Lugansk, and Zhovte. In total, in Lugansk direction, we registered 5 enemy shellings and 1 military clash. In Donetsk direction, the military actions were carried on in Lugansk, Zaitsev, and Avdiivsk. The shellings by occupants were quite long, from 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. One time the enemy used mortar. Ukrainian troops are shelling actively back. In total, in the near direction, there were 5 enemies shellings, 1 from heavy weaponry registered. Mariupolsky direction. In Krasnogorovka yesterday, the morning started from a powerful enemy shelling from the tank and mortar. Also in Novotroitsk, the snipers were firing, and in Vodene there was a powerful mortar shelling. There were 24 mines launched in our direction. In total, in Mariupolsky direction, there were 4 enemy shellings registered, 2 from them from heavy weaponry. During the last 24 hours, there are no killed among Ukrainian soldiers. 2 were wounded. That happened in Lugansk and Avdiivka. Ukrainian volunteers continue to help veterans of ATO and their families in Kherson's region. Every family is getting the hippotherapy. They are riding horses, and that it helps them to improve their physical and psychological condition. Any questions? Please introduce yourself. Andriy, the information as to 2 detained Ukrainians who Russia declared as the subversive activists from Ukraine. We see that almost every week during approximately a month, Russian special services declare that they detain so-called Ukrainian subversive activists. That is happening on the territory of occupied by Russian Federation Crimea. The fact is that in reality, the Ukrainian military, especially the reconnaissance people, were not detained. They are on their posts and they are still serving. As to the FSB service, their information about so-called Ukrainian subversive activists, these are all the citizens who live on the territory of Crimea. Among them, there are former servicemen who, before occupation of Crimea, were serving in the armed forces, Ukrainian as well, and they retired. Now there are many of them on the territory of Crimea. The Federal Security Service of Russian Federation has access to the files of these people. They are in military commissariats, and there are no obstacles to take any file and declare the person Ukrainian subversive activist. Why the special services of Russia are doing it? First of all, to affect the high authority of Ukrainian soldiers and to demonstrate the so-called efficiency of special services. I would like to mention it again. Not a single one who was detained by Russian special services, not a single person is an acting serviceman of armed forces of Ukraine or the military formations of Ukraine. Thank you, Colonel. Unless you have no more questions, we'll complete it. Thank you.
Шановні колеги, наступна подія.
The next event will take place at 1.